Hi everybody, this is Cindy from Life of Oneness. It's a little out of focus. Where am I? Better there? Is that better focus? Okay. Had to get clear. It's important to be clear. So today I'm talking about union. I'm always talking about union, oneness. To start with, I'd say there's always one place that everything starts and everything ends. So anything beyond that is just our imagination and creativity, if you will. Things we create in our mind, with our hands, whatever. And I see a lot of people, including myself in the past, going through this feeling of separateness, which leads to loneliness, which leads to victimization or victimhood, or leads to resentment sometimes. So I feel very strongly that you need to hear this, that God, whatever you believe it is always on your shoulder. I mean, if you could just for a moment, take a moment and just close your eyes and imagine that God's always right there on your shoulder, both shoulders. Just resting his head next to you saying, what do you want to create next, honey? Where do you want to go? Where does your heart want to expand? And with that creative power and with that relationship, to have that team with you always, a really powerful feeling to have. You never feel alone. You never feel like you're doing everything by yourself or creating everything, doing all the work. You can have a teammate that's just always right there on your shoulders. And by God, I don't mean a masculine God. To me, God is masculine and feminine. It's just, I don't have to say God, goddess, because to me, it's just, there's one. There's no, it's just all one. One word is all is needed. And so, we want to delineate or differentiate, like, oh, well, there's a feminine God. Well, to me, God is both. So there doesn't need to be the differentiation, because again, that's getting into separateness. And my mission and my goal and my life purpose is union. And so I want to keep offering little flashlights along the way for you to point back to just union, just simplify to union. The masculine, the feminine, the left, the right, the yin, the yang, the black, the white, whatever. It's just all there. And that one point of focus of oneness. So in order for us to get back to that full realization of oneness, to embody that, to receive that, we're going through a lot of separateness. We're going through a lot of feelings of abandonment, loneliness, otherness, unwantedness, rejection, loss of a relationship, making us feel more alone. But it's those really hard challenges that causes you to look deeper inside. And the more you spend time looking deep within yourself, the more you'll find that oneness, that connection to everything is right inside you. It's not something you have to go seeking outside of yourself, in a relationship, in a job, in a degree on the wall, and whatever it might be. Image of your friends and how cool they think you are. I don't know. So when you realize that you're always connected to God, then you can create anything you want. When you create from a place of love, of, wow, wouldn't it be nice if, or I really love this, what this group is doing. I'm going to go join them and see how I can support them. or I feel really compassionate about this, so I'm going to share my compassion with these people or these animals or this part of the planet. I really love my community, so I'm going to go out and see how I can help support my community or be a part of that. So you're creating from a place of love rather than, you know, you're going out and expressing, you're co-creating with God to put that energy out there together from your heart, from your compassion, from that co-creative divine holiness, instead of I'm sitting here sad and alone and broke and I really wish God would give me all these things that I need to make me feel full up. So instead I'm going to fill myself with other things like food or alcohol or lots of Netflix. Not knocking Netflix. I do watch it a lot, but those things I'm just tired. But, you know, and so we go through these dark night of the soul journeys where we're really looking deep within ourselves. I myself had one several years ago after my divorce and had a really intense experience that led me to write my children's book, because I found myself alone with no friends to play with. And my children's book is all about this girl who's alone. She has no one to play with. And so she discovers nature, or rediscovers it, and realizes that nature's in everything. It's always there, ready to play with you, support you, listen to you. Lean against a tree, it'll support you. Lay against a rock, it'll give you something solid to hold on to, or flow in the river if you feel stuck. Get some movement going. If you want to be playful, imitate the birds, you know, the poses they make. If you just need a hug, just lay on the grass and just feel that warm, grassy rug around you. That's how my book Playing with Gaia was written. Was from a time where I didn't know anybody in this town and had no friends, and I was living with a bunch of monks and up in the mountains. So, you know, it was very different coming from city life to that, and just having everything stripped away. Social life, friends, just, you know. But it was a beautiful transformation. And if you believe in anything other than what you see, I'll tell you, there are phoenixes and they are real, and it fucking hurts. I got my skin ripped off. This blackness of my soul was pulled out of my body by a phoenix. I wasn't on any drugs. Oh, it was pure grief. Just like a day and a half of crying, to where I got into that trance state, and that phoenix came. It was like, "Rah!" And just took the blackness out of me and transformed it. And I felt like every cell in my body was vibrating so hard that I had to open my mouth to scream to let the vibration out, or my head was going to explode. Like, that's the transformation I'm talking about. You have to get to a point to where you feel like you might die. Because within that surrender, you're completely letting go of yourself. You're letting go of your story. You're letting go of your desire. You're letting go of your ego. You're letting go of all your hopes and dreams that you thought you once needed. Your goals that you thought were so important to you. Your friends, your people that have a certain image of you that you're trying to keep up. You're letting go of trying to keep it together for lack, you know, of not being embarrassed that you can't keep it together. You don't need to keep it together. Sometimes you just need to fucking unravel, and just give yourself 2 days to just do nothing but unravel, and know that you will live, and it will suck for that 2 days. But once you really get to that place of surrender, now if you ever have done shamanic medicine, you know what I'm talking about. There's a certain point where the medicine will beat your ass until you surrender. And then once you surrender and you let go of really trying to keep it together and trying to control everything, then you can be like, oh my God, there is just this lightness and this immense amount of love that's pouring through me, because I've been holding all these things inside, and I've been, you know, putting up this armor protecting me that's just been weighing me down. And you know, shamanic medicine isn't for everyone. Sometimes you just need to really cry and get to the bottom of it. So this is the union I'm talking about, is really just surrendering and letting that ego image of who you think you are and who you think you should be die. Because when you let go of who you think you are, when you let go of who you think you should be, when you let go of your stories of what you were, what you should be, your degrees on the wall, when you let go of your stories of suffering, what's left? What is left when you let go of all of those stories, all of those dreams? What's left is the very essence of you, which is love. That never goes away. Remember that. This hits me deep because those exact words were said to me by the Phoenix, and so I still get chills. When you let go of all of that, what's left is only love, only love, only love. You can strip away your skin, you can die, you can leave this body, you can get in a car accident tomorrow and lose all of your ability to move. You can lose your limbs. But what's left is love, and you will always be that. So remember how powerful you are and create from that space, because that's the union that we're reconnecting with. It's a love inside us. The love that is connected to spirit, the spirit that's always on your shoulder, ready there to co-create with you. The love that's in nature, that's always ready to listen to you and dance with you and hold you. Oh my God, there's just like endless love, energy around you always. Like, it's so alive if you just stop thinking for a minute about your to-do list and what you need to do and all these obligations and responsibilities and stories. It's like, just stop and just look around and feel the intensity of the aliveness of this moment. Even if you're in the city, like, look at your houseplant or look up at the sky, like, look at the people just running around the city. There's just so much life. And everybody has a heart. And everybody wants to be loved. And everybody wants to be heard. We're all the same. We all have the same values. Core values, at least. When you really listen to your heart, and people are really acting from the place of their heart, we have the same values. And that value is love. And so whatever it is that you love, put your creative energy into that. And don't be afraid, because God knows I was afraid to make this video, but here I am, and it's just so share the love and hit that love button below. But understand that letting go of the separateness is easier than you think, but it's also hard to let go. I get it. Just don't be afraid. If I can do it, you can. Oh my, yes, if I can do it, you can. I love you. Please share your comments below, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And by the way, I've got a retreat coming up in Costa Rica where we are going to explore connecting with Mother Nature in April of 2018. So check it out below, and if this is a really old video, I probably have other things coming up. I also do online intuitive counseling and energy healing, so if you're interested, send me a message. Bye.